Nehemiah went back to Jerusalem, and he went around the walls, and he evaluated the circumstances. There were piles of rubble, and he realized this work needed to be done, and he rallied the people. Say, rallied the people. He rallied the people, and he said, do you see the trouble that we're in? Why? Because our walls are broken down. Come, he said, let us start rebuilding. That is the cry that I hear resonating in my spirit. Come, let us start rebuilding. I believe this is a statement that has just so grabbed my heart. It's time to rebuild the wall around our nation. And you know what? God spoke to me just last night. I wasn't connecting the dots until just last night. And those of you who don't like Trump, just give me a break here, okay? What was his cry? His first cry. What was his first cry? We're going to rebuild the wall. Now, every one of us, including me, up until last night, I'm thinking about the wall between Mexico and America, and we're keeping the illegal immigrants out. And he's saying, we got to rebuild the wall. And I'm thinking, okay, great, rebuild the wall. Okay, I understand the illegal immigrants and what it does to our economy, but it's not like this makes my heart. But let me tell you, when the Spirit of God spoke to me last night, and I saw that Trump was blowing a trump and saying we've got to rebuild the walls, then it was a prophetic statement to our nation that, beloved, we need to build the spiritual walls. It's time to build the wall. Come, he said, let us rise up and rebuild. It is time for the spiritual walls to rebuilt, and God was using a man that you may like or dislike, but I believe God has positioned him in the White House for such a time as this, to be a trumpet that is sounding in our nation. And what we thought he was talking about is completely different than what God was saying. And how many of you prophetic people understand that sometimes we can see something one way and God is actually saying something completely different, and it takes the Spirit of the living God to speak to us and help us to understand what God is really saying in that moment.